Hello, this is Vulturefire. I am about to do another run with my new Rowden deck. We're not going to hit that. We will take that, I guess. So we're definitely getting that upgrade. I don't think I value the 30 bonus energy that highly. I think would rather work on saving up towards the second regen harness rank. I do want to buy that. I don't think, just because there will be times where that will be, where having the option will be worthwhile. We are very close to level 4. If we had won that Shadowbone Protector fight, we would be level 5. Sorry, I said we were very close to level 4. We're very close to level 5. So, we didn't get any new cards, but we did get this new passive, which means that we can now get growth from triggering statuses, which massively reduces the value of Moonlit Reverie. So, I have to decide what else I want instead. I think setting up Vulnerable with Haunted Memory makes sense, although that doesn't necessarily make a ton of sense with the Hobble. But also having additional weak isn't the worst thing in the world. And taking this just for the Vulnerable isn't awful either. The big reason I'm kind of resistant to this is that we can pick up Vulnerable from enemies in Area 1, but we won't always get those, and especially now that we're on depth 3, which means there are a lot more enemies in the early sections, which reduces the chances that we will get those specific cards. The rest of the deck I am mostly happy with, I think. The Mind sort of didn't always work out in the last run, but again, like, my only other options are so bad. So I may take one of those. I will try it. The other option was I considered an Electrocute, which actually may be worth it. We'll try the Electrocute and see what happens, because I'm curious if this will end up being a worthwhile addition. So the reason to go with the Electrocute is that it gives us access to all of the statuses, which just increases the number of ways that we can get whatever setup. And this is functionally going to do, ideally, this will be like give 2 growth because it'll apply shock, and it will give us like plus 10 damage or plus 15 damage if we follow up with the Drain Life. So that's the plan there. As for our other cards, I think Mental Growth loses a lot of its value when we have access to that one thing, but I don't know that there are any other options I would rather have. Yeah, the fact that we are very limited on our card selection is still just kind of a problem. I think there's an argument to be made for bringing in Drain Lives as just additional expensive damage sources. That may be better than the Pillaging Strike. It's also possible that I do want Ice Blasts or Chill in here for more frost output. Again, like, the big things that I want are still Adept, which I just cannot get. It's just not possible, which is unfortunate. So I could unlock other characters, but I think we're going to keep playing with Rowden. Keep throwing ourselves at the wall until we win. I did well enough that I don't want to do quick play yet, but after this run, I think win or lose, probably the run after this one will be a quick play run, just to see. So, alright, we again can go after Icy Cure and Mana Dance, which worked out well last time, so we're going to do that again. So the other thing with Electrocute is it means we get extra damage out of our explosions without needing to our arcane detonations without needing to spend extra. Yeah, we're gonna do that into deciding if it's worth getting the freeze here or if we want to. I think just heal on the assumption that we may be able to freeze next turn. Yeah. Okay. Because then we only take 2 damage there. And we'll heal back 1 of it after the fight regardless. Let me finish off this. And that 1 bit of healing is actually going to be relevant because it applies after the the regen. Not after the regen, after the who's the what. Sorry, my brain is, as usual, on the fritz. It deploys after recoverable, so that's a way to get back some recoverable health without needing to use rests. It's not a ton. Once we get it to 3, it actually is pretty significant over the course of the run. I think I'm taking one of the mana cards. I really wish this had been Corrupted Blast. The question is whether I think we can hit focus. I don't think so. And we do have less wits now that we don't have the focus growth, so it becomes a little bit more appealing to use that. By weak, I think we do not want to get either weak or vulnerable, regardless of which thing it's handing out. I think it's weak when it does the buff. So we can get for a bunch. And then, unfortunately, we can't, we couldn't freeze the Thornberry, but I'm trying to think how we get the most damage. I think it's this, and that is 15, and then this will be lethal, so we can actually heal back to full. Last reading strike? Alright, we'll take a Corrupted Blast. Alright. This is Frail and Leech. We would rather be Frail and Leech than poisoned. So we start by applying the Corrupted Blast. And then we are going to close that up. The weak isn't going to do anything this turn, but it will draw us an extra card. Thanks to the wits. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Oh well. I can freeze, and we're still going to take damage because of our debuffs. Because we took 8 from poison and then 3 from the chill. May as well play that. Doesn't do a ton for us, but it does technically heal a little bit. And yeah, so like this vulnerable means that we're able to actually get the infuse off again. Because if it hadn't been vulnerable when we were doing that, it would not have died, and I couldn't afford to delay it because the debuffs meant that we would have lost health. That did good work for us last time. We will take it again. Okay, so I think it makes sense to work on this one. We do take some damage here, but I think setting this up should guarantee us we get the kill here. You're going to take more damage than I was hoping. So that's a kill. And then we can heal back 12. Or we can take away one of the power. I think we're just going to heal back, which is going to still mean we take more damage. For that, set that up for next turn. And you can see, yeah, we're getting a good amount of growth thanks to... we can mend into Drain Life, which will heal us. And so yeah, we go to 87. So we lost 13 there. I will reroll for Mana Dance, because I value that more. And then we will take whatever monster card this drops, most likely. I think Aether Storm is the main card that would cause us to not take just whatever gets dropped. So we get to pop for 15 and get hit for that much, which seems good. So we're making good progress because obviously we do want to, if possible, secure this kill before we get hit by Doom. The evade doesn't do anything against the arcane, unfortunately, and not only does it not do anything against the arcane, it doesn't do anything against the arcane weakness. This is going to be a painful turn, but There's not much I can do. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Okay. That hurt. Okay, so we have a much shorter clock to deal with the Doom, because we lost 3 turns to that arcane weakness proc, combined with the fact that we got just doubled up on. So and the reason we didn't actually get the freeze there is because of that purity. Take the last purity stack. We can deal with one of the plated stacks, and then this is almost so close. We're not gonna die. We just need any damage here. Okay, we're good. That could have been very bad, but fortunately it wasn't. And I said Aether Storm was the one card we might take over this, and I think that's true. I think Aether Storm is just so good. Aether Storm Plus is going to be so helpful that we can't afford not to have it. And then we are going towards this Icy Cure. So yeah, because watch this. Just doesn't secure kills, but it does massively help with damage. So we're going to evade one of these hits, which is good because we're going to be vulnerable. We would love to find some cleansing shields again. So we can clean you up. And it's worth playing that. I'm vulnerable as a beating. We're going to be shocked here. Okay, so fortunately we're not going to be vulnerable. So I think we could just get this kill. I think that makes sense. Doesn't mean we don't have any evade for this turn. But it's not going to matter if we get this kill. So we didn't get as much healing as I would like, but so these are both okay. I really like having the Power Surge, and Spellweaving Boots seems good. Unfortunately, we didn't get that freeze, so we do want to hit twice. This will guaranteed freeze us. I think we're going to do that first into that, which means, yeah, because by freezing ourselves, then we just immediately, we get to take our next turn without a problem. Which is convenient. Yeah, we're going to evade both these hits. We are going to have to deal with this Frostbite stacking unless we get a freeze, which we will. Start setting that up. Yeah, the stuff like this Frost Barrier or getting weak does make the Electrocute a lot worse, because unlike the last run, we don't have a way to stack over stuff. So I'm going to do this to self-freeze. I could get the Arcane Blast, but I think it is more important that we don't get frozen next turn. And that's how we do that. Okay. So we are going to get to evade both hits again. We can self-freeze. And that's kind of silly, but we may as well. And then we just need basically any damage to finish it off. And that's actually going to heal attack full. So could not have gone better. Dead Chill Bolt's really... I don't like Dead Chill Bolts at all. Mental Growth is... Do we already have one? No. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think we take the Contemplate. I really wish we had gotten the Icy Cure, Not having that may end up hurting us. I think the electrocute. Yeah, I think we cut the electrocute. I think it's just a little too awkward. Find. Oh, that's useless to us this turn. Let's look what we got. Let's start putting in damage on that one. So we fortunately do get to evade the big hit here. We are going to be weak next turn, which is annoying. And we can freeze too. Just get closer to that kill. So unfortunately, everything is attacking this turn. But this doesn't have reflect up, which is nice. So let's start by doing this, which should kill, yeah, a couple of them. And then we can get up a freeze. Yeah, we'll be able to get a freeze. So we can do this, which means that we will evade the one hit. Fine. I think we pitched that because we're going to evade both hits. And there we go. Evade the only hit. Yeah, the temporary fight is actually kind of annoying, but can't stop us. And Mind Seed's not bad. I will take that. So ideally, we would love to get the freeze on this guy, because if we don't, he throws out a bunch of stacks of yeah, of shield and death, but the death spores is the bigger annoyance. But it happens. Alright. Pop you. Keep popping. So we evade the hit. We are now just super stacked on poison. And unfortunately, one of the downsides of the low shield plan is that we just don't have good ways to deal with the poison. This is going to shrivel up our draw, and this is just going to be a leech and frail, which I think we're fine with. So we are going to evade this hit, which is nice. So I'm going to do that. Alright. So we didn't actually take below our recoverable there, which is nice. We are taking 8 again, but yeah, unfortunately, because we didn't get any heals, we are going to actually eat damage here, and we are going to only evade 2 of those 3 hits. Set that up. Yeah, just getting dumpstered by the poison. This isn't actually that much worse than we did against the other enemy, though. I think we pitched that. Unfortunately, we are just short of actually getting this kill, which means we just eat even more damage. Alright, heal back 4. Alright, so let's see what we can find. This is useless to us, just literally does nothing. This isn't the card I wanted to see. That one's pretty good. When upgraded, we'll upgrade it. I don't think I cut anything. I think we probably need to rest and increase our max health. So the Fire Phoenixes don't drop anything we need, but I think we may fight them anyway. So both of these will drop cards that I'm fine with. The advantage to ignoring the Fire Phoenix is that, like, these two fights are far more likely to drop things I care about than the Fire Phoenix is. But this is a potential upgrade. Let's see how this fight goes. Let's see if we get a card we want out of this. So unfortunately, those crits hurt. And because we weren't able to heal back to full, we just kind of had to take it. So we can freeze though. Get some damage out. This is another turn where I would love to get a freeze. It looks like we will be able to. So, and we can freeze into the Arcane Blast, the extra damage, and we'll go ahead and do that. Just getting that extra damage out. Okay, let's draw some cards and see what we find. So we're evading both these hits. And I think we just lay damage out and get the... So we are now bleeding, which is annoying. But if I can secure this kill here, I probably will go for it. Vulnerable, yeah. That gets us this kill. Just need to play that. Alright. Yeah, that's not the card I was hoping to see. I think I do want to go after the cards here. I think the thing we are most worried about is that. Should go and do that just to clear out all of those evade stacks. Although I should have saved it because I knew that it was going to set up another evade stack this turn. Let's take away your evade stack. And then let's do that. Yeah, it's going to take like 2 damage. Yeah. So, I think we draw and see what we find. So we can get a freeze here. We can't get a freeze there, so we may as well get that kill. So we can evade this hit. Alright, so we're now arcane leaked, which is very annoying. But I think we have a couple cards we can play. Okay, yeah, I was trying to see if I could find any heals before I got that hit. Okay. Yep, we'll take a Burning Focus. Red Drakes won't drop anything we care about. That's an elite fight. And it's a Lightning Phoenix, yeah. Yeah, let me double check my guide on how we handle Lightning Phoenixes. Or rather, how we specifically get hit by Lightning Phoenixes. Oh, of course, it could rebirth anytime. We're going to wait duck and hide in the tall grass. Oh no. Oh no, that didn't work. I was so sure that sitting next to the edge and waiting for it to hatch was the way that we avoided dealing with it. So the reason that we're doing this is that, like, it drops a couple cards that we're fine, that we would kind of like to have. So pitch that for now. We want to heal. And I do want to freeze because I want to prevent it from setting up more plated if we can avoid it. Because it is probably going to get set up quite a bit of plated before we actually get it to because once we kill it, it hatches into the actual Phoenix. Although, this does make you wonder, like, if it hasn't hatched yet, how did it attack us? How are we ambushed by an egg? Huh. I guess that's just going to be a mystery. Alright, so yeah, it does have... Okay, so it doesn't have 6 plated, that's nice. It does still have 4 plated, which is, kind of annoying. And it does keep the plated once it transforms. So the one nice thing here is that we do get to like we're gonna be shocked. We got to keep all our evade stacks, which helps. So we've got like 4 evade stacks now. So we've got a lot more breathing room than we otherwise would have. Especially with those freezes, and of course we're still getting to draw more cards. So the reason I'm not using this is because it's doing 0x5, which is, you know, less damage than one might hope. So we finally got rid of one of the plated stacks, which is nice. Alright, we get to evade these hits as well. We still have 3 evade left. So we get to evade this turn. And, yeah, we'll get to evade next turn. Start evading on the turn after that. Yeah, the fact that we got to set up all of those evades meant that it didn't matter that it had plated. It just could not deal with us. We'll take it. I also like the other one, but I'll take either. I was happy to take either one. This is actually okay because we do have Burning Focus, but I think the evades are more valuable. And we are definitely going to see if we can pick up Triple Strike, I think. Okay, let's freeze you and then honk you. So this will shock them because it gives us temporary powerful. And then this now will do lots of damage. And so like that turn was brought to you by the Lightning Breath. Treasure Hunt's okay. We'll take a treasure. We'll try Treasure Hunt. It is card draw, which is why it's in the stack. And we do have Royal Coffers, which technically works with it. See what we find. I don't think I really want to infuse here. I think I want to save our arcane triggers for later. Yeah, just evade all those hits. Seems fun to me. And we get 27 damage out. Thanks to our combination of the shock and the temporary powerful and everything. Draw some extra cards. Set up permanent powerful. Okay. So we're going to get that vulnerable. See what we can find. Should play that first. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna get Arcane proc here, but it's not the end of the world. Alright, I'm gonna get Arcane proc again. It's really annoying. Probably more annoyingly, we are shocked now. We are going to get to evade 2 of these hits, which helps a lot. But yeah, that hurts. Not enough to get us the shock this time. We get the kill. Okay, let's see what we can find. Second Aether Storm is pretty good. I do want the Elemental Strike. I may be willing to take an Aether Storm. And then just immediately upgrade it. Yeah. Hey, this Storm Plus is just good. It's just good. I think I may be willing to cut the treasure hunt. It's kind of awkward. Wait. Nope. Okay, we did not get the Chimera there. That's pretty good. We could go after trying to pick up this plated from there. Yeah, it seems okay. So these guys are a lot less scary when you have two. Let's see what we find out of this, because this could get us card draw. Nope. It's also not going to quite give us enough to get freezes on everyone. At least freeze you. We'll be on fire, but we will not be... whatever. So the great thing about having two Aether Storm Plus is that then we could just not draw either of them, you know. There we go. So there's freezing. So the first one is gonna clean off the evades on all of them, and then the second one's gonna kill them. Bonk. Regrowth's pretty good. Burning Focus is also pretty good, but I will take a regrowth. So let's see what we get out of this. Okay. So I should have played more cards out. Because my hope was that I would be able to do this into the Chilling Focus, but I think we still do this into Aether Storm, or into getting the Mighty, is doing the Aether Storm. And then this will do quite a bit of damage. So I passed up the healing, but I killed the Stone Golem, which is kind of my other major goal there. False Blow, I should have drawn out that pipe for healing. Rocky Hide is what we were there for. Definitely going to heal now. That's not that helpful. We're not critting anyway, and that's pretty good. So unfortunately this time we don't have, because last time we went through this fight we had a thing that we don't have this time. Let's see what we get here. We had, sorry, my brain as usual is defective. I apologize. Vaulterfire.exe is rebooting. Oh, Purity. We had Purity from the West Coast Crystal. Pure Coast Crystal. Which meant that we didn't get burned on the first couple turns. Which meant that we, when the dragon finally attacked, we didn't take that much damage. But that is not going to be true this time. But we are going to be able to evade. Just pitch that. I don't think we want to spend the mana on it this turn. It's not quite lethal. Yeah, gonna take some damage here. Damage. still taking that slow amounts of burn damage, but the fact that we are able to evade the big hits is obviously quite helpful. Let's see what we draw here. Yeah, I'll take a card drawback. Burden Hill. You can still play that for free, so I don't even know what I was hoping to get, because I suppose it needs to be exactly mana into the Drain Life. Magic Cannon is actually fine. Consuming Ray is okay. It's reasonable damage for the cost, so I may take it for that reason. The trigger it's burned 4 times isn't that interesting to me, but the fact that it is decent damage and we kind of could use another damaging spell, I think it's probably time to upgrade the Power Surge, because going up to 2 powerful from that is pretty good. Although I think getting the second flavor is probably more important. So we now will have a good amount of damage reduction, which should come in handy. Alright, so I don't think we want to try taking that fight, especially since we don't even have any... So this fight is going to be really tricky, because we have to pick up exactly like a Cleansing Shield to do that fight. But I don't think that fight's any more manageable. I think we risk the Baelate or Hatchling fight, which is on its own very tricky. So our safest route, so we're fighting the Maw. So fight a Scout, we could get a... We don't want a Twilight Blast, but we would like the other one. This would give us a chance at, I think we start here actually, because this gives us a chance at picking up Purifying Waters, which would be very helpful to us here, I think. So I think we start by freezing you. And then we just Aether Storm and set up some more evades. Draw. Save that for later. Pop you. And then I think we keep focusing the Shadowbone Wisp, because once it starts setting up Curse, we have a bad day. So we want to kill it before it can do that 2 times. Because that's what it is setting up right now. Could get back. See what this gives me. I thought of upgrading that. It doesn't do as much as I would like, but... Alright. Start with that. And then we get to do a bunch of damage. That should finish it off. Oh, and then donk donk. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of damage though, but not enough to take us below recoverable. See if we can find some heals. Nope. So let's get the kill. Finish this out. Oh. There is a stream live. Okay, so we didn't get the card we were hoping for. Good, I do really want this. I keep calling it Rejuvenate, but it's called Regeneration. I do really want that. I think the Cleansing Shield's too important, though. And that seems okay. I'm going to pause this stream for now. Alright, had to pause the recording for a while I was watching Melje Throttle's stream. I have no clue how you actually pronounce that, but I have learned that by putting in defensive cards I made a horrible mistake. The correct answer was to just go all in on aggro. But we'll make do with what we have. Should have used that first to see if we could copy it. Sure. So we're definitely going to do that. And then I think we discard the min. And do that. And then go ahead and do that while we've got the powerful up. Yeah, this run isn't going forward, but just not doing anything near. And part of that is like, we got kind of unlucky on the earlier boss fights. We don't have access to a parade design or another broken card or a dragon form, because that just wasn't offered to us. Because this is not dragon form, to put it mildly. See what we find. Don't need that. Let's get that kill. Yeah, we're actually having to play out fights fairly, which is obviously a pretty big downside. Regrowth. We already have one. I may take another mind. Oh no, persecute. Yeah, we'll take a persecute. Let's see if we can get a quill and ink. Nope. We do that, and then yeah, just do some damage. We could set up purity, but I think we'd rather just have the defense. Oh, duh, we don't need the defense because we had those evade stacks. This is because to you guys there has been no time, but for me there was a break between those two. There's been a break since the last couple fights, so. I think we rewrote that back. It's pretty expensive, so that may have been a mistake, but look at all this card draw. For the damage. And weak. And yeah, I think we're good. So, tiny amount of damage. And then finish up the kill. So, I think we do take this again. It's okay damage, it's so hard for us to actually get critical hits. And then, yeah, it's a tough choice. This fight is kind of risky. Deciding if I want to copy the lightning breath. I don't think that does much for us. I think copying the bottled ectoplasm makes more sense. So, Serrated Trap. Set up some curses to give us some inevitability. Fortunately, we are going to get to evade the first two hits here, which is going to be incredibly helpful. We will not get to evade the follow-ups, though. Alright, yeah, now we take beating. I think those are all crits. We're definitely regrowthing back our coffers. So here we get the advantage of having the treasure hunt alongside the coffers. Let's get some health back. So This could draw us into an evade, which is worth it. It didn't. Oh, it did. There it is. So definitely not playing that. Because I think this evade is worth more than anything else we could do. Although this curse and frail is also not bad. Instead of curse and frail. And it only saved us 8 instead of 12, but it'll save us more this turn. Yeah, not a huge fan of the fact that we got. Set that up. Still was one of the mighty stuff. I should have set this up first. Yeah, this is gonna hurt. Yeah, I went after this fight because I really want the card that the Bayonator Hatchling drops, but that may have been overly ambitious. And, oh, we can actually just freeze. I think we actually discard that. Can we get this kill to do that? Yes, okay. So we get a Ravenous Intent, which is the reason we're here. We would have taken either of the cards that thing drops. I don't think we want either of those. I don't know what we remove. There's none of these that I hate. I think the Corrupted Blast is kind of our weakest link at this point. Because we do now have Persecute, we are definitely going to rest. Increase our max health. I think we just burn the other rest now. Unfortunately. I would not be surprised if this run does not work out for us, but I shouldn't be such a negative Nancy. I should have done that first. Sequencing is really hard. Let's see. If I do this, it's going to kill the thing that's going to cause it to explode. Trying to think what the odds are that we get more mana. Because if I play this and we don't get mana, it just feels very dumb. Let me just do that. This will mean that we don't take any damage here, which is nice. And we can freeze and get slowly closer to closing out the fight. Alright, so fortunately that mostly negates those pack tactics. And this 2 plated that we picked up is very handy. Actually kind of makes sense to just do that. And then, sure, we'll contemplate. Instead of a rocky defense. Slowly ticking things down. And on to the mid-boss, which I am not going to lie, I am pretty worried about this fight. Because again, the big thing with this fight is I just do not have a way to deal with these cursed stacks that get put out. So we're taking 8 damage for the rest of the fight. There's just nothing I can do about that. Alright, I was able to stop turn 2. So that's more curse that isn't going to get applied this time. Alright, we do have 1 cleansing shield. That helps a bit. And then we can do that, which will give us more growth, which is fun. We can do this while we've got the extra powerful. And then we can evade both these hits. And get even more curse. Curse for everyone. Regrowth that. So now we can honk in for damage. Oh, I could have done that. Take away that powerful stack. Although then now I can't do the other thing. Oh, no. Alright. Let's see. Burning Focus, Ravenous Intent. I think we treasure hunt and then we shrivel. Keep setting up curse on. 6 curse, which is kind of a problem. And now we're going to be at 10 curse. I've kind of split my damage here, which was not the smartest idea. We can't quite get the freeze out on either of them. Yeah, even more first. Something shield again. We are slowly getting damage up from our persecute, which is nice. I think the play here is to regrowth the card draw. Alright. We cannot quite get an arcane proc off on either of them. There we go. So took some damage. Not the most damage. We really want the corrupted font. I think we can risk it because we have the one thing, of course. I think the starting adept is worth it over the dancing blade. Yeah. And I think we upgrade the power surge or the ravenous intent. Let's upgrade, or the regrowth. They're all pretty good. May also just be like the mind seed for the extra mana, but we just picked up a corrupted font, so I think it's the ravenous intent. And I think we remove the contemplate's kind of our most expensive. I think the predict maybe. I don't love predict. All right. Oh, we can swing over and do more Bayolators, which sounds very dangerous and a way to lose. I think the only way that we potentially... I think we have to just fight this, and we have to hope we get Purifying Water. I think we are doing this... okay, that helps for this fight. We get to do that. Sure, we'll go ahead and do this. So because we have a bunch of plated now, So now it's going to throw curse on us if we didn't freeze it. So we froze it. And we're going to freeze ourselves. These guys are rude, stealing our mana, but we still get a pretty good amount every turn. This is what I was saying, like we can just use cleansing shield. And that massive amount of plated we put in on turn 1 is definitely really helping. We can set that up to work on getting that kill. Trail again. Kill the front one. Alright. Working our way through. Now we'll take a Bane. It's not the card I was hoping to see, but it'll work. I was really hoping to see Purifying Water. But Bane was kind of the second best. Solving problems. Let me see what we can find. Yeah. And then I think we just eat this damage and set up Bane, because that's going to do some damage. Overdone. And we actually set up Frost on that one. Yeah, so Bane did 24 damage so far. Yeah, we're fine taking a little bit of curse, I think. Setting up. Take tiny amounts of damage. And then we can heal back. Yeah, we'll take another cleansing shield. That's going to really help in this final fight. See what we find. Start by doing that. So apply a lot more Frost. And then we're going to Chunk. Unfortunately, this does put Powerful on everyone. I could have bonked that one technically. Because, yeah, that one's going to do more damage. Fortunately, we did enough mitigation that we didn't actually lose health there. And we can regrowth that back, which will freeze everyone. Go ahead and pitch that. Goes the phone behind me, which I don't have to actually answer. Alright, and so there we get a kill off of the fire. Persecute. So, we'll take another one of those. I don't think we take that though. I don't think we take that. So we don't have any rests, which is a bit unfortunate. We do have at least those the cleansing shields, which are going to help us a lot. Not going to do much for us this turn, but you know. And we're saving this, I think, to try and copy the plated stacks if we can. What's on top? Cleansing shield. These apply curse too, so I think we just do this into this to just set up as much curse as possible. Because I think our best route to victory here is just to try and curse our enemy. No copy. Question is if I want to shrivel and try and draw cards. I think it's probably fine. Yeah, absolutely worth it. We can actually play that safely. I think that makes sense. Unfortunately, it just does result in us taking more curse. Ravenous Intent. So I'm going to draw more cards here. I'm hoping to find the regrowth. Nope. But I will get to take away one of our curse at least. And then we can, I guess, do that. And set up more curse. Just not possible to output to cleansing shield enough times. See what we can find. Do not want that. Do persecute. And I think we're just going to change. Even though this means we don't cleansing shield, the fact that this sets up a lot of damage, I think is worth it. So I think it's very important to us that we it only takes away one of the purities back, so worth it. Let's look at this growth. Taking damage. Take cleansing shield. 48 curse damage on them. You're taking 16 curse damage. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, that saves us. Still slowly dying to curse, but no, I shouldn't have done that. I wasn't paying attention. Does some damage. Take more. Yeah. Our deck is slowly filling up with these shadow flashes we can't afford to play. I say slowly, more like rapidly. Let's do that, I guess. Let's see. We take Burb doing math. 22 plus 43 is 65. So yeah, we can't afford to play any of this turn. I think we just have to hope that we can line up the kill next turn. Which actually is likely going to be possible. Since we do have, because these will chain into each other a lot. Trying what's the best value. That's pretty good. Yeah, okay. So it was close to what we got there. Yeah, Cleansing Shield just isn't enough on its own against the Maw when your deck gets this big. And we just absolutely don't have any ways to get Purity because we just did not get lucky on picking up Purifying Waters. So I think the answer is I had to be way more aggressive in order to make that pay off. So that should take us to all the way to level 6. So that skipped over, unlocking us some cards. We go look at the routing cards real quick just to go over the cards that we unlocked that it skipped over for us. Because we got them at level 5 and then just immediately jumped. That also gave us enough money that we can start 2 health at the end of every fight, which is nice. That's not opening any of those. Origin. Routed. Okay, so we unlocked Shattering Strike, which is bad and we're not going to run it. We unlocked Icy Orb, which is okay and we might run it. And we unlocked Frost Barrier, which is our only way to get Purity, aside from the tool from Inna, which... God, Frost Barrier isn't good because it's conditional Purity and it's on a very bad card. But it's also our only way to get Purity, so I might end up taking it eventually. Anyway, that's the run. Toodles.